me share a screen. Yeah, so a little bit about Intelligensi.ai. So you can see everything there. Is that okay?
Yep.
Yep. Cool. I should have just flicked a slide. Yeah. So the Intelligensi.ai. What the concept is let me start on the right slide, because otherwise that make an awful lot of sense. Okay. Okay. So Intelligensi.ai. So what we're doing is unlocking the hidden value of content management systems and transforming the outdated into content intelligence platforms. So I guess it's good to kind of gauge the audience and actually kind of get a feel for have they had very much experience with CMSs. Does everybody know CMSs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Cool. So let me pop that back again. So basically, the idea is to at present legacy content management systems dominate the web, and so 68% of all websites run a CMS, which and they're kind of built on outmoded infrastructure. My background is as lead developer. I've been lead developer for Fidelity International, Southampton University, Westminster University, and a number of other organizations. And one of the kind of common theme was working with different CMSs and then kind of integrating it into their environments. One of the difficulties is that they're actually quite difficult to manage. And they constantly need upgrading, and when new features come in, they need to have a whole team of developers kind of come in and start work on it. So that the idea is to kind of really change that. The challenge, so take Drupal, which is one I'm really familiar with. There's 300,000 to 400,000 sites running Drupal, so and it's actually in end of life status. So they're not actually at Drupal or Acquia, not actually offering any more updates. So total security flaws, and so it's like a hacker's paradise. Some other ones that everybody kind of knows are WordPress, Magento, Joomla, Django. There's an awful lot of CMSs, and so the idea is to build a product that an artificial intelligence project using agents that will essentially interact with the CMS and provide features such as migrate, such as voice interactions, which I'll be showing you, and so that people can keep their CMS, but they get a LLM on top of it. So what actually happens is that we take all the content, we put it to a vector database, and then as you're familiar, once you have that the vector database, you have an enormous amount of power. So key capabilities. We touched upon the legacy CMSs. So AI interaction and search. So semantic search, NLP, generative AI, modern front end. So basically the previous CMS can be at a touch made into modern React front end. automatic migration, and this point alone, people are spending tens of thousands of dollars to do migrations. So using agents to do the migration is a huge bonus for many organizations. And so the natural language control, avatar interfaces, because you can use the vector databases and the content to drive an avatar. Media generation, so it's not just the content, the text that's being brought in, it's the images and the video as well. And built to expand. So basically, no longer will people have to update their CMS. So the idea is that basically they can just move to the platform, move to Intelligensi.ai, and that's it, because they can just manage their content however they like. So vector optimized storage, I guess we touched upon that. This one is a very interesting one, and I've been we've been having conversations with other developers, and they can offer plugins and modules to extend the capabilities of Intelligensi.ai. So market opportunity is absolutely huge. 21.5 billion in 2020, and then 54 billion by 2030. This is a go-to-market strategy. So basically, pull and push. All the metadata has all the CMSs, as everybody knows. So that's an easy one to push. To pull, actually, the idea is to kind of create a lovable type situation, and lovable, I guess, drew people in. And so the business model, a very entry level, almost free service, then and there's premium, and then there's the custom for enterprise. So quick work on team. It's predominantly myself. There are two other team members, one VC person and one marketing person. Had a CTO kind of lined up, but kind of things moved on from there. So Charles, unfortunately, who we started building the company together, unfortunately has very dramatic health problems, and has had to kind of step down. We're definitely looking for people to get involved with the project. I guess, well, at that point, any questions before I kind of go to the demo?
Yeah, I've got a question about WordPress. Usually it is a very, very, very long code that WordPress generates. If you look at some of the older websites, like 15 years ago, like 5 years ago, some of them haven't been updated, or many people are just adding more plugins and features. How do you manage that with the context memory and so
on? Well, yes, exactly. That's the market. Basically, people just keep on adding things, and they become so one employee comes along, they build something, they leave the whole mess, and then, and then the next people have to go on. So how this actually works structure-wise is, and kind of neatly kind of goes on to, I'll show you the kind of Miro board. So how things are structured is that there's basically the content management system set, for example, WordPress. So what happens is that the content's on there, and we install a module. And that's the one requirement. So the module handles all the the IO is basically an API setup, and the API grabs all the content, and it's totally independent of anything that's kind of gone through. Now, in doing that, a schema is created, and the schema is and this is where agents are perfect, because basically the agent builds the schema, and kind of goes through every nook and cranny. So somebody's kind of built something whereby it's kind of very intricate. The schema and the agent is actually responsible for getting the schema in. And the second component is actually the theme, and that's kind of more the site's actually scanned page by page, and then basically this whole thing is combined so that it has a shape of the whole. So in answer your question, key. This is a content and design system, and so some parts of CMSs, some things have actually been enhanced, and this is where the beauty of plugin architecture comes in. So that say with Drupal, for instance, there's Drupal Commerce, which is a whole kind of e-commerce kind of setup. So a specific plugin can be developed that actually works with that particular module, and then it's passed to the assistant and the agents. And does that kind of cover what you were talking about?
Yeah, this did, because there are some people are working, different people are working on a WordPress website. The SEO expert, the marketing, and everybody adds new plugins on it. The security team adds a security plugin and so on, and it grows and it gets bloated. But you solved it. That's the problem, as far as I can see.
Yes, I mean, essentially that's the kind of thing, is that founding it was all about that problem. That was the problem that I kind of encountered many times, and it kind of needs to be solved. Yes, so I'll kind of so this is where the demo starts, and as you know, every single demo always has some issues. So and this is literally the first time that this has had an outing. So so basically registration kind of happens here. So as mentioned,
it's $1 per month.
Yes, that's
interesting.
Yeah, the thinking there was that $1 kind of covers the it stops people just totally inundating the site, and if they had to pay something,
Yeah.
Yes, that because I guess, as everybody's totally aware, that it's actually quite all these things are quite expensive once they get going, and once things start scaling. So hence why the premium one immediately goes to $29 a month, and so on and so forth. But obviously this is kind of flexible and to be kind of I guess well, actually, let's go totally through the this obviously is just set up so that for ease of use, rather than this is set up for ease of use rather than kind of any so I'm just going to kind of create an account here. Right, so basically logged in, and as you see, basically it's kind of like a WhatsApp style interface, and the idea is to actually collaborate, so people can actually collaborate in a kind of WhatsApp style, and one feature that we're kind of a really good feature is that we're going to actually put a flag up here, and that flag will kind of represent the language you're in. So if you have a beige flag here, everything will come to you in English. But say you had a French flag on the other side, then you'd receive it in French, which is a really neat feature. So what we're going to do is firstly we're going to connect to a site, and so I'm going to so that so is this site is we're going to connect the site. Now this again is set up.
Can it be any site, or that you auto detect what it is, or you have to basically reconfigure what site you can select?
Well, this site has been set up specifically, and it's running the module. So it's running the module for the I/O that we discussed. Now, for ease of use, it has there's the security hasn't been set up, but basically the and well, as we go, but basically what we do is we kind of connect to the site, and so that this one is called
John, could you just randomly take a site, or is it not possible?
But no, it has to be running the module.
Right.
But basically, this is the core of the. There, I guess theoretically, it would be possible to actually kind of build a site, but I guess we'd have to really use our agentic skills there to basically take all the content. But if you think about it, many sites actually don't present all their content. A lot of sites, much of their content is unpublished, and also I think people probably, if they're subscribing to the service, they probably would want some level of reassurance that they are in control of the situation. Yes, so what we do is we could put a description here. This is a culinary site with nice recipes. Okay, and you'll see here this function isn't working, but we can also drop a SQL database on there. So one thing that could be done is to dump the database on there, and that would perform something very similar to what we've got done. So yeah, so as you see, we basically connected successfully, and then if we click here, we can actually see the site, and I guess it's chosen sort of dinner time, so everybody's probably going to get super hungry now, so this is the site that's kind of been set up as an example site, and it has articles and recipes and pages, and as you probably see where this is going, a lot of these images are generated, and that's what we do. So for instance, they've created here ancient Roman cooking and culinary journey through time, and it's written the article, and so let's test everything out. So Putting it to the floor, guys. What's everybody having for dinner tonight? Should we do the recipe? Has anybody got a recipe that they want to
Carbonara.
Oh, hi, Leah.
Carbonara. Let's do carbonara.
Carbonara. Okay. Please, can I have a recipe for carbonara? Okay. And then we hit send. And so what's actually happening now is we hopefully if we refresh the page and we go to our recipes and
It should appear so quickly as a last item.
Yeah.
Mm.
It did actually.
Maybe spending.
So
Yes.
so what was the expected outcome? Is it that it would find a recipe, or
Yeah. Well, but basically, it's kind of generates the recipe. So actually, maybe I've just maybe I was actually privy to it, because kind of looking at the back end, it seems to have done it. So so maybe what's happened is that it's actually done it, and I was just kind of jumping the gut. So yeah, so let's have a look at it. Let's do a refresh it. There we go. There we go. Yeah,
Nice.
it did work. Yeah, so I got to trust the technology, right?
The demo gods are smiling.
Yeah. But look at this. So not only do we get kind of the recipe here, but we get a lovely image, but we also get like the preparation time, the cooking time, the number of servings, difficulty, cook the spaghetti in a large pot, and so on and so forth. And so what's actually happened is it's worked out the schema of the as mentioned, it's worked out the schema of the website, and then generative AI takes over, and so the cool thing is that basically, and so if we actually log into the site and have a kind of look at what's going on behind the scenes, so this is actually the website itself. This is the back end, and so let's see what's happened. And so it's because it's got the schema, it's got the recipe name, language preparation time, cooking time, servings, difficulty. It's taken it's generated that image based on the prompt. It's got the summary, and it started putting the ingredients in there, and the directions. And so the question obviously comes up, how did it get that schema? Well, so basically what it's done is it's analyzed these content types here, and so we've got the recipe one, and so part of the API that the actually goes and gets all this information and stores it against the site. So the agent actually gets all these types of fields, and also the field type, which is obviously really important. And it is really sophisticated, and it's actually got entity references, which is referenced fields. So it can actually dive down multiple fields, and then it puts it all together. And so on this very simple prompt, it's able to pull all that in together, and to kind of show you that this is kind of we can ask it to do an article. So let's have an article on is there some type of cooking that anybody's interested in? I was going to
What so anything I
Um,
can give you
any type of cooking, yeah.
right. Okay, I'm going to give you something very different. Assamese fish curry.
All righty. Well, what we can do is an article on, because it's an article, the history of which type of fish curry?
So just type ASSAMESE.
E.
Alpha Sierra Sierra.
Alpha Zero.
Alpha Sierra Sierra.
Maybe pop it in the chat.
Yeah, I'll put it on the chat. That'll be easy. It's going to be.
Let's use the computers.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
Curry spelling mistake. Yeah.
I'm muted. So you save like half an hour content upload with this, at least.
Yeah, because if you had to kind of work out the recipe and stuff like that. So I think this one's probably best as a recipe rather than an article. So let's have a recipe for
the spelling mistake at the end, I think curry.
Alrighty. Well, let's see if it works with the spelling mistake. So I couldn't have possibly recipe for.
It's an edge case testing.
Yeah, let's see if, so what we have to do is we have to believe a little bit and kind of what we're talking about. Carrie, is that you might be having that tonight?
Whilst this does, so I think I'm looking at the value proposition. The value proposition is that you are effectively allowing organizations to be consistent with their CMS underlying structures, but you're allowing them to create a new format using new technologies without having to bother about, that those systems will never be supported, are no longer supported, or, they can't. It's an expensive process to upgrade to new systems to experience this. That's probably that's the value proposition here.
Yes, that's it, because I guess the thing is that this can be used with any type of system. It's not just kind of not just so that's not just recipe sites. So let's this on the back end. So.
And I guess for a validation of the content, you can always put human in the loop to make sure the content that is generated is sensible with the experts, right? But
yes, that's the idea. Is that and that so that yeah. Maybe this is one that's it's happened on the back end. It's
Hi, Curry was there.
oh, did you see something?
Just the Thai, the original.
Oh right, yeah. I guess we did get our glitch.
That's okay. I mean, I think we were just pushing the limits probably. But
yeah. So I guess so. Essentially, you're totally right. So basically, what it does is it basically works with any large CMS That's the idea, and it's using agentic technology to the max. It's got like and so to kind of wrap things up, because the team's so small, we really need help kind of delivering this, because it's an exciting opportunity. There's huge potential, could be hugely potentially lucrative as well, because every organization that uses a CMS potentially could be a customer.
Yeah, and can you pull in live data? So let's say that there is a football news site, and you want some up-to-date game results in the articles.
Well, it's a good feature. I mean, that's the kind of where we're actually at, is that, you know, the sky's the limit, because if you think because we're obviously using agents, but we've also kind of got a use case for those agents, and I kind of mentioned also about the actual marketplace. So what people can do is kind of write additional plugins, so that, you know, if you wanted a football result site, you can just go to the marketplace and have the live feed, and then plug that in.
Nice one. Yeah, brilliant.
Thank you, John. Any questions from anyone else? If not, thank you very much for this.
Thanks.
I think what we will do, John, is obviously it's recorded. We are going to socialize it in the wider group as well.
Mm-hmm.
So if anyone is interested, then I think we can, they'll connect. So I appreciate that.